everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Silent Punt Podcast with your host, Henny and Travis, and special guest star, Cade Robbins. How we doing, Cade?
I'm awesome.
We have never had what the hell are you, a Gen Zer on this show before?
Uh, yeah. Yeah.
Not our audience.
Yeah, they're going to be all over us.
Although I did tell Henny when we got Henny's Christmas card, my kid said, "Hey, that's the guy from TikTok."
Oh, yeah, all over it, brother. And I appreciate that you're still rocking the Muffy
Llama
teenage
cut?
boy hairstyle
Llama
for
cut.
those folks watching on YouTube. Appreciate it. All right. He's all words. You're
Here's your
starting us
all.
off, Cade. You have the sticker for the week, something good that happened in the past week.
Christian Kirk. That's what happened. He had 100
Tell our people who that is.
Yeah, because I
Christian
didn't know
Kirk,
who that
wide
was.
receiver for the
Yeah.
Texans. Went off. Nico Collins, star wide receiver, went down with a concussion. And Christian Kirk had 140-something yards, scored a touchdown, scored the first touchdown of the game. And
Baller.
he carried the offense pretty much. So
I was at a Tampa Bay Buccaneers game within the last month and a half, and I would have guessed Christian Kirk was still on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Was he?
I think that's who he started with.
How
Yeah.
come these guys pick up all these great wide receivers and the Bills can't pick up anybody?
I mean, they probably traded for Christian Kirk. I mean, they traded like nothing for him. It wasn't,
Let's
know,
go, Bean.
I mean,
All
he's a
right.
great backup.
Contract, large contract.
All
Um, okay, Kate's sticking around with us. We're drawing in the Gen Z, whatever. Travis, with his Bills cap, has this week's gasser. Who are
Gasser.
we giving a gasser to? Whose ass are we running this week, Travis?
I found this out. So one of the Kelsey brothers, not the Travis one. He did some kind of charity event. You can check this out. It's verified. And if nobody's ever run a charity event, it's really hard to do. And I'll give you a quick story about it at the end of this. But he was raising money for something. And what you need to know about charities is how much of your dollar that you donate actually goes to the cause. Sometimes it's grossly out of proportion because it's a not-for-profit. You can really do whatever you want. You can pay the CEO of the corporation $100,000. You can do whatever you want with it. It's all funny money. So whenever you're donating money, make sure you know exactly where the money's going. Well, it was found out that his charity, I can't remember what it was, but something like only 51 cents of every dollar was given to the actual costs. I don't have numbers on like what a good number is. Like if you have a real charity with administrators, you got to pay people something. But I can tell you it's not 50 cents. That's not good. So it's what he really got crap for is like, well, he still raised some money for a charity, which is great. But the problem was he raised like I think it was like $1.5 million, and then there was another about the same thing that he had to pay in administrative costs. And they asked, well, where are these costs? Like, we want to know what these are. It's like, well, it's like my agents set everything up, so the agents got paid. And so the problem was, it's like, oh, well, he generated this money. That's really good. Some people got to get paid to do something. He's a multi-millionaire. He has, he probably makes more of his podcast than he makes playing football. He's marrying a billionaire. Like that number is just a rounding error. Like he should have just, okay, here's another $1 million to the charity. I don't know how to run charities. I screwed up, but it's on me. So I'll just give you guys the rest of the money that I'm never going to miss. So we in my tiny company had a charity golf event. Like, wow, here's a great way to raise money. I love golf and I love giving money away to charity. So all of the money ends up going to this charity. And it was muscular dystrophy. We had a patient that was struggling with that. We wanted to raise some money for her. So what you don't know if you've never tried to do a charity golf event is they're really hard to make money on. We lost money. Like we absolutely lost. I didn't sign enough people. The golf course had a ton of fees. We lost money. Well, I didn't turn around to the person and say, geez, I'm not good at running charity golf events. I'm really sorry there's no money. Like I had to come out of my pocket for the money. So I wrote her a check for $5,000 and I really didn't have at the time, but I was like, this is terrible. Like I've got to give them something. I just can't understand why someone who makes that much money didn't do the same thing, knowing that this is going to get out and he's going to get so much crap for it. Like how much easier would it have been to just cut the check for it instead of, having to defend himself, I guess. I don't know. There'll be another news cycle and no one will give a crap in a week. But anyway, that's my gasser.
Well, this is it's preaching to the choir with me and Travis Kelsey. I mean, the answer is he's a dumbass. And we're going to bring the Gen Z whippersnapper in. And what do 18, 19, 20-year-old people think of the Travis Kelsey, what's the chick's name? Taylor Swift relationship?
Well, I don't think anyone likes it except for teenage girls. So,
Why do they like it?
well, they just like it because it's more Taylor Swift
Oh,
and
anything involving
we
her.
watch football. Yeah, anything, any part of her. Her music's not very good, and I don't enjoy seeing her in her box every single time the Chiefs are playing football because it has nothing to do with her.
So did
And
Travis Kelsey lose points for dating Taylor Swift? Like, or that didn't matter to you? Like,
yeah, he's probably top 10 on my hated list since
yeah,
in the last like 5 years. He's definitely in the top 5.
because he's gutted the Bills for like a decade, but
That's
sure.
part of it for sure. But I also just don't like Taylor Swift.
Are you a Bills fan too, Cade?
I am, yeah.
So your dad, that's part of the abuse.
Yeah, maybe one day.
It has never been better to be a Bills fan right now. He didn't have to go through 30 years of absolute misery. So,
At least you
Oh.
got to the Super Bowl. We haven't
Right.
been there yet. So.
yeah, talk to me when we lose it again. Go ahead.
4 in a row. I over break I read a book about the USFL, and part of it was not about, but Jim Kelly plays a role in his time in the USFL, and it was really cool. Like those guys, the Houston Gamblers, they were living large back in the day. Um, Okay, before we get started with our 4 topics, a reminder to rate, review, subscribe if you're listening to this anywhere. We crushed it last week, Travis. Season 2, episode 1, most listened, most watched, all that stuff. I think it's a good reminder to remind people why we do this, which is we're just 2 middle-aged guys raising families, trying to talk to people out there and not ask them for money. This podcast, my newsletter, which we'll talk about a little bit later, is kind of like a house party at the Deltas. Do you remember what a house party at the Deltas and Animal House was like, Travis?
That was a good time.
Yeah, how much did beer cost at those parties?
I can't remember from the movie.
Bluto would tell you, have a beer, don't cost nothing.
It was one part of
Podcast costs the same amount.
There you go.
All right. To that end, subscribe to my newsletter. If you haven't, we're talking about Spain this Friday. We went there. It was fun. Stick around to the end of this podcast for the comment of the week. Somebody wrote in from last week's. And topic number 1, Travis asked for it, neck tattoos.
So what do you think about neck tattoos? This is good that we have Kate on here. It's tough to pull off a neck tattoo and get people to think you're not from a trailer park. I don't know if I'm offending anybody by saying that, but I grew up around trailer parks, a lot of neck tattoos there. I did see it on David Beckham, and I'm like, wow, that guy's awesome. But there's really only one David Beckham. So unless you're David Beckham, I think it's kind of hard to pull off.
I'm guessing the picture you sent me was a sticker or something.
So Henny thought I got a neck tattoo.
Well, you
Because
do some dumb shit, I will say.
I found one of those water iron-on tattoos, and it was a tattoo of the Mandalorian. So not only did Henny think I got a neck tattoo, he think I got a neck tattoo of a Mandalorian figure on my neck, and I had him going for like a couple of weeks up
And
until
didn't bat an eye. Didn't bat an eye.
yeah. So that was not a real neck tattoo.
Kind of
Um,
disappointed.
well, such is life. Neck tattoos for Cade. Do you know anybody? You don't have any friends in the team that have any neck tattoos? Do you have any people you associate with that have a neck tattoo?
I wouldn't say associate with, but around the school, there's a few kids. It's a certain type of person to pull it off.
Who does it work for?
Um, you gotta be probably like if you're jacked, like you could
Okay.
probably pull it off, depending on like what it is. As long as
Okay.
it's not like super corny.
Can a
Uh,
girl pull it off? Like when you say girl
no,
with a neck tattoo?
no.
Okay.
That's automatically I would perceive that as trashy a little bit.
Okay.
Um,
So you got to be big and athletic. I think you have to be fairly attractive as well. Like,
Probably, yeah, probably. Maybe like
20. What would a
distract.
21 be?
Just
Aside
I don't
from
know,
the Mandalorian.
something that everyone gets, like flames or something stupid. Anything like that, really.
okay.
Who's the first person either of you guys remember getting a neck tattoo?
Like that we know?
Well, or of. I mean, I personally, aside from you and the Mandalorian, don't know anybody that has one.
Oh, well, I mean, Allen Iverson, I think, was probably the first mainstream person. I mean, he had a lot of tattoos on his arms. I'm not exactly sure when they went up into his neck, but that was like, that was when David Stern, he came in the league and then he had a dress code. And then I just remember people being, this is a joke. Like, we got to wear, they had to wear like suits or something to games. And now, of course, every coach in the NBA wears their pajamas to the court, which is like another topic, but whatever.
Do you know that's why? I don't know why. Yeah, I do know why because my brain is messed up. But um, one of you guys is very all of a sudden with your volume. Um, that's why Bill Belichick wears the hoodie. Do you know that story?
No?
Your thing just went down and it went back up again, Trev. When he first got hired as the head coach of either the Patriots or the Browns, um, he wanted to wear a shirt and tie or something on the sideline, and the NFL would not allow him to do it. And so, like as a middle finger to the NFL, he's like, "Okay, I'll just look like utter ass then on the sideline." And he wears a hoodie and a cutoff, and that's why he wore the hoodie.
Got it. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Anything else on neck tattoos, Cade, for the life of the party?
No, anywhere but the neck.
Do you have a
And
tattoo, Cade?
I have a couple, yeah.
Well,
Oh,
tell us.
I got this one on my arm.
Ooh, that's a long one. Oh, I forgot about that. I don't have my reading glasses on. What is that?
It's mountains and flowers. So,
What is the what's the story behind the it?
well, the flowers match my mom's tattoo, and the mountains represent Peter Parker here. Um, because that was mostly my decision, but he's big into mountains, so it's his thing.
Cool. Peter Parker. If you're not watching on YouTube, is Travis. For some reason, he's labeled as Peter Parker. All right, so that's one. You said you had a couple.
I have some sharks on my arm for my siblings.
Like one for each sibling.
Yeah, four of them. Well, I'm there too, so four total. Yeah.
How did it become sharks?
It was like a mutual decision between the four of us.
Did you all do it?
No, I'm the only one with it, but I did ask them if they wanted to do something else, like I don't know, a fish or something.
So who picked the animal?
It was my, well, that was my idea, but I threw a couple ideas out there, and I was like, which one do you guys want to do? And
They came back with sharks.
sharks was the selected.
I'm guessing
Uh,
it's not like a hammerhead or something. It's like a great white, right?
no, there is a hammerhead. It's a bunch of
Oh,
different
they're
ones. There's a
different?
tiger
Oh,
shark,
I think there's a
Oh,
two
hammer.
great whites, and a hammerhead.
I like that. Why
Uh,
are there two great whites? Girls?
no, there's just two. It's just what I chose.
Okay. And are there names in them
No,
or do they know who they are? Like they know they look at you and they're like, "Oh, I'm that one."
there's an order that I came up with because it's on my arm. They can tell themselves they're whatever one they want.
Oh, you haven't shared that with them.
Well, no, I told them, but
Oh.
Delaney particularly is not happy about her what she
She's
got.
the hammerhead.
Well,
She
she
no,
is a
yeah,
teenage
she's the
girl.
hammerhead, and she was trying to steal mine. So
I get that. I understand that. All right. We're moving on from the highbrow world of neck tattoos to the story from last week, ice in Minnesota. I'm assuming both of you guys are at least a little knowledgeable of what happened last week.
I've
Yeah,
heard.
I saw it.
Okay, so here is my question that I've not heard anybody ask. And in the last maybe 48 hours or so, you've heard some news of Minnesota, and I forget the other state that is talking about suing ICE. I have friends that are in law enforcement. I've got some friends that are on or have been on SWAT teams. And, the militarization of our police forces in America has been well documented. Uh, those guys don't F around. What is to stop Chicago, Minneapolis, some city from telling their SWAT units, their police people, whatever, hey, we don't want these people in our city, ICE. Go out and get after their ass.
So it's local law enforcement against ICE?
I'm asking.
Wow, I hadn't thought of that.
Uh,
And to boot on it, okay, ICE, I saw something last week. They were like at 20 some thousand officers last year. They're upwards of 50 to 60,000 now. Where do you think they got those dudes from?
I see recruiting videos, like I've seen them on podcasts, I've seen them on TV, like my YouTube TV.
But my point is the guys in the SWAT unit in Minneapolis or Milwaukee or Chicago, that's their career. They've been doing it their whole life. The guys in the military, that's their career. They've been doing it their whole life. They're, I would imagine, pretty good at it. If this guy just applied for ICE 6 months ago, what has he been doing as an adult?
He probably was a barista.
the barista would join ICE.
And what if it pays better?
I don't know. I feel
It's a
like
whole culture. That's not a culture fit.
I don't. Yeah,
So basically, possibly unqualified people to handle
As,
volatile situations.
all right, I put the question forth. What do you think?
I mean, if it came down to it, I would think if I had to put some of my money out of my pocket on a bet, then I'd probably take the local law enforcement. Um, it doesn't really look like ICE knows what they're doing most of the time.
And
Um,
they all wear masks. I mean, I know this
yeah,
has
it's
been
kind of
talked
just the
about a
fact that
ton.
there's
It's
so
like
many of them that it's like
nobody, no cops show
nothing
up
you
to
can
work
really
like, all
do.
right, let's mask up.
No,
So
right.
yeah,
It's cold
actually,
in
like
Minneapolis.
the Watchmen, like if anybody's ever seen that show, it's a show about masked law enforcement and why that is, and it'll make you think. That was on, I think
Is
it was
that
on
a?
HBO Max.
I feel like The
It's
Watchmen was like one of those
it's a comic
Marvel.
book. Yeah,
Oh,
it is a comic book, but HBO did it. So if you have some extra time, it's an incredible look at law enforcement. So you should. Have you never seen that, honey?
no, but part of that is because I've got a thing against Marvel now, but it sounds interesting.
Doesn't have anything to do with Marvel. It was like, I mean, it's a Marvel property, but it's nothing like a Marvel movie or TV show. It's nothing like it. Incredible acting.
All right, to double down on my question, Travis, you're the mayor of let's say Denver.
Coopersburg?
You are the mayor of Coopersburg. Uh, you're the
So I'm
mayor of
back. I'm back.
Denver. Hey, Kay, tell the Slappy behind you if he gets us like 15,000 views on YouTube or whatever, he's welcome to co-host next week.
Well,
He's
his dad was the mayor of Coopersburg, so it's
really?
in an odd twist, yes.
That's
And
And
his
you,
hilarious.
grandfather was the mayor of Coopersburg. But let's get going here. What was
Okay.
your question?
Uh, Trav's the mayor of Denver. Would you militarize your police force against ICE if they came to your town?
I would need to know a little bit more about it and how it is a weird interaction, right? Like if clearly people are getting shot, you're calling 911. You're not calling 911 is not going into ICE. They're going into another police force. They get there and like what happens then? I don't even like know. Do those guys like throw up a badge or a flag or I mean, I know there's, FBI are kind of tend to be, they're not uniformed. So it's like, here's my badge kind of stuff. But yeah, that's fascinating. I don't know. I'm sure that must have happened where those two sides must have interacted. I would like to hear local law enforcement's opinion on people that work for ICE.
I mean, local law, I think just like anybody in the military, you're going to do what you're instructed to do. But I think it would come down to numbers, right? Like if there's 2,000 versus 250, there's not necessarily going to be violence. It's just like, oh, okay, I'll put down my weapon and um, but I don't know how the numbers play out. Like I don't know how big a police force is in a city that size. I don't know how many people there's ICE is sending into these cities. But most of the videos I see, it's not like, they're carpet bombing these cities with people. It's, a handful of these guys walking in a neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the city, but if the NYPD was a military, do you know
Oh,
what
yes, we've talked
size?
about that. Yeah, ICE would
They'd be, I
lose.
think, the fourth largest military in the world, I
Yeah.
think. So
Well, again, we've said that on this before, but also I've been to New York City and I see what a lot of those people do, um, which is stand on a sidewalk and scroll on their phones. Um,
it's good work if you don't get shot at, but there is a chance you're going to get shot at. So
right. Which, by the way, I was
that's
in a
what's
foreign
dangerous.
country in Europe over the holiday, and I did not see a police officer on a street in 8 days of big cities.
Did you know that police in Scotland don't carry guns? And it's very common for police forces in Europe to not have guns.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep. On that note, we're talking about 90s NBA, topic 3. The reason I bring this up, Cade, partly is because of your dad, because he sends me all these TikToks and Instagrams of sports when sports were better in the 90s, football, basketball. What, Cade, you still 18 years old?
19.
19. What's a 19-year-old's opinion of NBA basketball now versus back in the day?
If you took the worst team in the NBA right now, you took those 5 guys, and they ran fives against the best team in 1990. Who was the best team in 1990?
I'm gonna guess that's the Pistons, maybe. I think that might have been right. Yeah,
Chicago Bulls.
Bulls are the best.
That game would be very close.
What rules are you playing under? 2026 NBA rules or 1990 NBA rules?
We'll go 2010. Pull the ref straight out of 2010. So we're in the middle,
Yeah, it's
and that
still
game would be close
yeah.
because the
I,
players are so much better.
yeah, I think that the team this year would win. It would take them so long to figure out the 90s, like, oh, 3 points is worth more than two. Like they just wouldn't be able to put that together.
Yeah.
All right, another question then. What is more aesthetically pleasing to watch? Have you watched 90s, 2000s highlights much, Cade? Have you watched much like
Well, you
Michael
can't watch the
Jordan?
highlights. You've got to watch a full game to fully
Wait,
appreciate
wait.
how.
He's not going to have
Just a
watched
little
that
bit.
big.
Go watch the night. Go watch a 78, 88 game from the late 90s.
Well, just go watch the Bulls play the Pistons before they beat the Pistons.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's not even fair because you'll see some like very pretty basketball at points, but go watch a crap team from back then.
Oh.
yeah. Well, 2010 is the best era of basketball, and it's been downhill since like 2018.
Oh wow, okay.
So
What
now
was
it's really just about seeing how many free throws you can shoot in a game. And I mean, I would complain about it, but our best player on the Knicks does that, and he's very good at it. So I'm not gonna complain about it. But it's not very fun to watch. I don't watch the NBA much anymore.
Carl Anthony Towns? Is he your best player currently? Is that right?
What?
God, he's
No.
averaging 20 points a
Jalen
game.
Brunson.
He's the
Brunson,
most overpaid player. That's
Villanova.
Yeah.
Have I told you the story about Jalen Brunson and his dad, Travis?
I don't think I know he played high school basketball in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put a pin in that and maybe bringing it up next time because I have to vet the information that I have on that. But you would very much be interested in it.
Got it.
Um, I remember on the farm, did you even get basketball games on TV, Travis?
What's like non-cable, whatever you could get with an antenna. So you'd get the Sunday NBC games. Certainly nothing during the week. It would just be weekend NBA on NBC. So you get 1 or 2 games. And Christmas was, yeah, I know. Oh my God, that's so great. Christmas was the big day because it was basketball on all day. That was the only day of the year where there was more than, I mean, we never had more. There would be like maybe an afternoon game and an evening game on Sunday NBC. So you might get 2 games in a day, but on Christmas it was essentially the same schedule as now, but you get all the games, which was awesome. And the Knicks would
I'm
always play
old
the Bulls
enough
at night.
to remember the blue gray college football all-star game on Christmas while they
Oh
still played
yeah,
that. That was awesome.
yeah.
Do you remember I said the music a second ago, or not? Have you seen the John Tesh bit where he plays the voicemail to himself with that music?
I don't think so. I've seen a couple John Tesh like TikToks of him doing like one of him live doing it where you would have thought
Yeah,
he was in the basketball game, which is awesome. But
just
I've
an
not heard the
actor.
voicemail one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he came up with the idea. I'm not exactly sure, but like when you're um I would guess a musician, or if I'm a writer, I try to write now and I have an idea and I just like I write it in my phone, or you send yourself a voice message. He had the idea for that song and didn't, I guess, have any way to record it. So he called himself his home phone on like a real answering machine and did it on the answering machine. And he still has that audio. It's really cool.
Oh, I didn't know that. I gotta have to go dig around for that.
Well, it pops up in my stuff a lot, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't be that hard to find. All right, topic four. We'll end on this. And this question might have to take a little bit of explaining, but it is, what percentage of smart do you think you are? So as compared to people in America, Peter Parker, you're fuzzy again, just FYI.
Yeah. You're fuzzy too, so I don't know about this new player
Okay,
that you're going through.
that's fine.
But
The
uh,
percentile?
so
Yeah,
here's
so
another
like
way.
you're
So most
Kate, you're
people,
good.
80% of people when polled, 80% of people when polled say they're an above average driver, which is just not possible. Like it should be only 50% of people, but that's their perception. So is that the question you're asking? Like, are you asking, are you above the 50th percentile in intelligence of all humans on the planet?
No, I'm asking what percentile you think you are in, because
Okay.
I got thinking like, maybe I'm 50, maybe I'm 75. You go into Walmart, you feel like you're in the 95th percentile. But then,
Yikes. How many of our listeners did we just lose that are like Walmart shoppers?
I mean,
Holy
I
cow.
shop in Walmart. I'm just saying, I think I'm,
Oh, I don't. That's a scary place. I don't.
um,
I have to go to
but
Walmart.
then,
No Target out here.
oh, you're in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but then like you go online and I read stuff and I'm like, man, that person's really smart. And everybody has a career, right? And they're probably really pretty good and smart in that particular career. So,
Well, you have to find people that have been IQ tested. I've never been IQ tested. Cade
no,
has. Have you ever been IQ tested?
I don't think so.
So apparently that doesn't change. Like
I've heard that.
they, yeah. I mean, as you get older and you like, I'm not as sharp now as I was when I was 20. Like just mentally, I'm not as sharp. So there's going to be some kind of drop off there. I'm trying to prevent that as much as I can, but there's no avoiding that. I just can't process things as quickly as I used to. But apparently your intelligence is set. There's nothing really you can do to study for the IQ test. I've never taken one. Maybe Kate has some insight, but you can study for an SAT test. You can game the system and get a good grade on that, and maybe not be the most intelligent person, but you might be able to remember a lot of stuff, which might be another way that you measure intelligence, which I don't really think it is. I think intelligence has more to do with like problem solving and less about like take these three bars and put them in the right order to make sure that they none of them touch or something like that. I don't know how to measure intelligence. You measure it as like what someone sounds like when they're talking. Like I talk to a ton of people that sound dumb as bricks that I know that are smart. So I don't know how you measure it.
It's mostly memory. There's a lot of memorization questions on the IQ test.
Which
Okay,
kind of
does it show
defeats
you
my,
some set of data and then ask you a question
So
about it
yeah,
later?
so it'll show you something, and then you'll flip the page. It'll say what was this? What happened here? And then
Why does that
that
make
was a
you smart
good
if you
good
memorize it?
chunk of it.
yeah.
And then there was some problem solving. Um,
I had to do a lot of that after my brain surgery and concussions and stuff. I had to go through this like whole rigmarole of that, and I didn't feel like I was very good at it because they eventually just keep going till you can't do something, so you feel like you're bad at it. Um, your the accent, Travis. You ever hear Bill Burr talk about that in a Southern accent?
I know who Bill Burr is, but I don't know. I don't think he talks
He's
as
like,
much
how
like
can
that.
anybody that has a Southern accent Like, do you want your doctor to come in and say, "Oh yeah, I think we got to remove that some bitch"? And pretty
Ooh,
funny.
that's tough. We also now just lost our Southern, which might have, that's a pretty good crossover with Walmart shoppers as well. So if subscribers go down, it's your fault.
Such is life.
Um,
Um,
yeah, I can understand a guy from Boston saying that, sure.
you mentioned the deterioration of our brains as we get older. I haven't listened to Howard Stern in a long time because he's really not as good as he used to be. But I was scrolling in the last couple of days, and I don't know if it's a repeat or he had them on just recently, but he had Ben Affleck and Matt Damon on. And Matt Damon was telling a story about working with Jack Nicholson in The Departed, which is now like 20 some years ago or something, which
Yeah.
is hard to believe. But um, Jack Nicholson apparently famously wears an earwig when he acts. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
It's like a tiny little thing they put in their ears so that they can be fed lines if they forget them.
Oh, okay.
Um, and Matt Damon's in like a production meeting with Jack Nicholson, and Nicholson knows his lines in and out. He knows everything. He's working on rewriting the script with them, and then Damon has his first scene with him, and he's got the earwig in, and Damon's kind of thinking, well, why does he have that? And so off air, he asked him about it, and Nicholson basically said, in essence, what you were talking about, Travis, is, well, I'm not as sharp as I used to be, and I know it all, but it gives me some comfort to know that it's in my ear. If I don't find it exactly when I need to, somebody's there to help me. It was more just like of a comfort thing.
Oh my God, so you should be able to see that? Like, that's not like edited out. You'd see that he had
I
some
think
kind
they're
of,
really small.
must be. Well, you saw that clip of talking about Seinfeld's or George Costanza's dad, so
Yeah.
Jerry Stiller. So I didn't know this, but he has these dramatic pauses when he's playing the character. I thought he was adding that in. He does that because he can't remember the lines. Did you pick up on that part of the clip I sent you?
Well, it was 8 minutes long, and I watched like 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay,
So
so there's parts of I thought he was doing it like for comedic effect. He's not. He can't remember the lines. Sometimes he pulls the right ones. Sometimes he doesn't. But watch Seinfeld now, and when he like, and then he'll pause, and then he'll say like some kind of word, and it's because he can't remember the friggin' lines.
that is he's my favorite outtake ever with Elaine.
You want a
Um,
piece of me?
yes.
They went. If you watch the rest of that clip, they go through a story about that, and it's
About that one.
incredible. It's so funny.
Yeah, that's
You want a piece
hilarious.
of
I don't
me?
know how they ever got through that scene. Um, all right, anything else to add on IQ tests and how smart you are, Cade?
Well, we never answered the question. Like,
No,
what
we
is
didn't.
he?
Eighty-five,
Both dodged it.
85,
85.
85th
He thinks he's in the
percentile.
85th percentile.
My IQ is far above average. Um, it's almost 35 points above the U.S. average. So
What
uh,
is the U.S. average?
it's like
100?
98.
Okay. What about you, Trav?
I'm in the 55th percentile.
Okay, fair enough.
What about you?
I don't know. 60.
It's your question.
I know. It's a dumb question. All right. We had comment of the week last week. Trav and I talked about why we like traveling. You weren't on last week, Cade. You go on vacations with your parents and your family. What is your favorite thing about traveling?
It's always the golf, depending on where we go, or if it's in the winter, snowboarding,
Okay.
and then the rest of it's pretty boring to me.
Uh,
Um,
your dad said you throttled him over the holidays.
I
I beat him the first day.
yeah, well, we play. There was no winner the first day. It was just the worst golf.
I shot an 88. That's
No
not
win.
terrible.
Oh, you shot an 88 because I gave you 8 strokes.
That's the
No,
whole
I
point of
shot
the
raw
handicap
88.
system.
40. I shot 44, 44. I shot an 88.
Whatever. I
I
shot
got
a
the
no,
card.
no, 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 no. I no, no, no.
Yes.
I was counting. I was giving you strokes. You did not actually shoot an 88.
No. Wrong. Move on.
I gave you 4 strokes on the front, 4 on the back,
No.
and it totaled to an 88 after. But anyways, I didn't even break 90. It was the worst golf I've played in the last 2 years, and I came out the next day and beat him by 12 shots. So clearly, once we both warm up, I'm a much better golfer. Um, he also he was very intimidated by the 18th hole. He said it was a difficult hole, and before we teed off, I said I will play him, or I will make a bet with him. I said I will hit the green in regulation. If I do, you have to do 50 push-ups on the 18th green, and if I miss the green, I'll do 50 push-ups. And I beat him, and then took a video of him doing 50 push-ups. It was a rough 50 put. I think he stopped.
In a row.
He couldn't do 50 in a row. So
No, you got to see this
The
hole.
hole he
It
took
was
a
like,
10 on?
oh no,
no, that was bad. That was
that
really
was
bad.
That was a par five. But
I didn't have a 10 on any
this
hole.
hole,
So
the day before, I hit maybe the best shot I've ever hit in my life, approach shot. It is 450 uphill. Like you gotta hit it at least 260 off the tee, and then you gotta hit another 210 uphill to make a green in regulation. And I can't believe he got the ball up there.
We're gonna need that video of your dad doing the push-ups on.
He actually has it.
Yeah,
of course
I
I
want
do.
to see that. We're gonna incorporate that bad boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, the comment from last week, coaching buddy emailed, and a lot of people don't want to be online, so he just replied to the email that you get with this thing, and he likes traveling with his family. They go to national parks. That's kind of like their thing, and I think Travis, your wife, and mine are probably in the same boat in that they will never spend the night in a national park.
It depends on what the accommodations are. Not a tent, that's for sure. But I've heard of some
Glamping,
glamping out there.
possibly.
Yeah, I've heard of some nice accommodations that might work.
Yeah. Next week, I teased this last week. We have someone that just broke a Guinness Book record.
I still don't know who this is. Every year for Christmas, my mom used to get me the Guinness Book of World Records. And back in the 90s, when there wasn't so much going on, it was actually kind of entertaining to sit down with that book and read it for a little bit. She got me the Guinness Book of World Records again this year.
Oh.
So actually, if I don't, it's not the whole thing because it gets a bit cumbersome, but wow, I'm really hoping that this person that you interviewed is in the book. There's a ton of pictures in this
Well, he
Guinness
just
Book of World
so
Records.
it won't be in whatever.
Oh man, all right, maybe next year.
But does she get you that book every year?
If it's at BJ's and on the book of the shelf, then yes, I do get it every year.
That's tremendous. I like it. Well, this is an NFL themed one, so we're looking forward to that interview next week. Peter Parker, anything else? Kate, anything else for the good of the cause?
Not really. No.
Have you ever seen the comedy bit with Seinfeld? And it's a comedian that got canceled. He's probably close to 60s, chubby, he's bald. He had a TV show.
Oh, Louis
that was
C.K.?
Louis C.K. So they're talking when comedians talk to each other, it's a really good if you ever see a podcast with comedians, it's really good. And say, oh, what was that one joke? Because these guys all grew up in New York, bouncing ideas off each other, doing sets. They would get up and do another set. So he says, what's that one joke about the trip, the family vacation? And Louis C.K.'s like, I says, where you close the door. Oh, okay. He goes, you know what my vacation is? It's when I close the door in the passenger side of my wife, and then when I walk around to the driver's side of the car, that's my vacation. And then after that, it's over. It's a much better delivery from him, but it's pretty funny. If you've ever been on trips with little kids, it's not that far off.
I remember that bit, and that's good. All right, we're taking a knee, brothers.
In the showers.
Go Dragons.
Go